Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends. We have 16 new Modern Masters 2015 cards to take a look at today. These have been spoiled within the last 24 hours, most of them this morning. So let's jump in. Now, of course, you see the background art and the title card is going to give you a couple spoilers, but let's get going since we got a lot of cards. First one is Dispatch. Awesome removal spell for your Metalcraft deck. It's kind of cool to see Metalcraft seems to be inching its way into white, or at least white is one of the colors that's there to support it. You'll see another card in a few moments that supports that as well. But this is awesome removal for your Metalcraft deck. Not a great card if you're not playing Metalcraft, but if you're playing Metalcraft, it's better than Swords of Plowshares, so that's saying quite a bit. Next is Sakari Twilight Guardian. This was originally a rare when it was printed the first time around. Glad to see it's an uncommon. It does bring up something new we haven't seen yet, though, and that is a spirit or arcane theme. And those of you who played the first Modern Masters, there was a spirit and arcane theme in there, and that was the first time I really got to play it hands-on. I didn't play a whole lot during the Kamigawa block, just a little bit here and there. So Modern Masters was a great introduction to spirit and arcane. It was actually a much more powerful effect than I anticipated it would be. So kind of cool that it's back and that you're going to have a chance, if you haven't played with it yet, to try it out. Indomitable Archangel, and here's that other Metalcraft white card I was alluding to. Very powerful creature. It's going to go maybe on the mid-range to high end of your Metalcraft limited deck, and if you open this as a rare or get it past you and you're in Metalcraft, you're going to be very happy. Leyline of Sanctity. This is a huge sideboard card for Modern. I can't emphasize that enough. Awesome to see it reprinted at the rare spot, because this is a card that the price is just going to keep creeping up if it doesn't see a reprint. And I'll tell you right now, against burn, this card can shut down burn decks. Now, typically in Modern, burn decks will run a little bit of green so they can have some enchantment removal to deal with cards like this, or specifically this card in most cases. But from a sideboard point of view, decks will sometimes sideboard 4 of these things in just to shut down the burn deck. And I've seen players mulligan if they don't get this in their opening hand, no matter what, in the Game 2 and Game 3 of matchups, to try to shut down or at least give an obstacle to slow down burn. So very powerful card. Glad to see it reprinted. Flexpay Baku. Nothing to write home about here. It's going to enable your Spirit or Arcane strategy. It's at the common level to help you kind of build that deck. And there it is. You're going to be happy it exists if you're playing Draft and you're drafting Spirit and Arcane. Nameless Inversion. This is another tribal card. So there's a little bit of tribal creeping in here, which I think is kind of cool. But more importantly, this is a 2-mana removal spell. Or it can also be a pump spell for your creature or a combat trick potentially. So it's a very versatile card. It's very cheap and it's at the common level. I like this a lot. This is going to help move games along. Surgical Extraction. Now, back in the first Modern Masters, we saw Extirpate reprinted. I actually like Extirpate a little better because it's basically uncounterable. It's got split second. This is counterable, but it does have the bonus that you can basically cast it for free by paying life instead of mana. That's kind of awesome too. So it's cool that this is getting a reprint. It's nice to see a different card. Like Extirpate's a great card, but it was there last time, so let's do something different. And it goes along and propels that Phyrexian mana theme along as well. So very good choice for a reprint. And this is a card that even has implications in Legacy as well as Modern. It's just that powerful. Thief of Hope. And here's another just common card that's a pretty decent creature with all upside. It's going to be awesome in your Spirit or Arcane spell decks. And again, just like the card we talked about a few moments ago, you'll be happy when it's past you in draft if you're in that archetype. Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. So he is back. He was reprinted in the first Modern Masters as a mythic as well. This is a mythic rare that was not seen in that leak, so this is completely new information, which is exciting. One thing too, this is mythic rare number 11 that's been confirmed, so as long as there's 15 mythics, that means there's 4 more. So you can kind of speculate what those last 4 are at this point. Some people think it would be the Titans because we saw Prime Time. I don't really think it's going to be the Titans though. I think the Grave Titan and the Sun Titan have been printed a lot, and the other two are very good cards as well, but I just don't see them at the same level, especially in Modern, as Primeval Titans, so I don't really think that's going to be it. Also, too, if the last 4 are the Titans, that means there's no Dark Confidant, which I really don't think is going to be the case. I'd be 99.9% sure we're going to see a reprint of Bob. So, having said that, if Bob's one of them, that leaves 3 could be the 3 swords, and it could either be the 3 newest swords or maybe just the 3 best swords. So maybe Fire and Ice comes back, and maybe Body and Mind is not included, so who knows? Just some speculation there, not to get too far off the subject. But anyway, Kiki-Jiki, he's awesome. He's a combo card that's going to work well in the Splinter Twin deck. Obviously, he's kind of a side combo. If you don't pull a Splinter Twin, you can also get a Kiki-Jiki. Very good card, also fun, casual card. He's at the Mythic Rare, so you won't be disrupting too many limited games, which is probably a good thing. I'm assuming you're going to see the other enablers to the Splinter Twin combo somewhere in the set as well, so you don't really want that combo going off too often. Wildfire. This is a card I played with years ago in Standard, many years ago, and it can be very powerful. And it does get modern play. It's kind of cool to see it reprinted because it's been a while since it has been reprinted. It's just very powerful, quasi-board sweeping effect. Next is Nest Invader, and this is another one of those Eldrazi enabler cards. It's at the common level, and on its own it's even powerful. It's a grizzly bear that gives you an extra 0/1 colorless Eldrazi that can be cashed in for 1 mana if you need to. That's kind of awesome. So even if you're not playing Eldrazi, it's not a bad green card to have in a green deck. And on top of that, if you are playing Eldrazi, it's going to help you get those big Eldrazi creatures out. Sign of the Wild, and this brings up an interesting piece too that I've noticed. In the green and black colors, there does seem to be a token theme as well. So even though the Eldrazi tokens are going to help you cast Eldrazi, there's also another purpose for them, and that's to enable some of these token spells like this one. And we've seen some like Thrall counters, we've seen the Eldrazi counters. So this is getting kind of interesting that there does appear to be some sort of green-black token theme that you could also draft as well. Creekwood Leech, and I think this goes along with that black-green token theme. I think, again, that's kind of the point of this, is to help get those creatures that are, maybe those thralls, +1/+1. And also, this gives you more tokens on top of it. So this is going to be a very powerful card in that archetype. It's at the rare level, so you're not going to see it all the time in limited, but it's pretty good. If you do get to draft around that archetype and you get this card, your deck's going to be hard to deal with. Next is Ghost Council of Orzhova, and this is the original Ghost Council that was printed in the first Ravnica block as opposed to the new Ravnica version, and it's a very powerful card. It's a 4/4 for 4, that alone is pretty good, and then on top of it, you get to kind of blink it in and out and do a point of damage, gain a point of life. So, very good creature. It's kind of nice to see it get a reprint. Horde of Notions, and here's another one of those 5-color cards. This one truly is a 5-color card and not just a 5-color ability, although it has an ability as well. So kind of a cool card. Now, what we haven't seen yet is many other elementals. We've seen, I think, a couple, but we haven't seen a whole lot of elementals that kind of play around with this. And the other thing we haven't seen is how we're going to get 5 colors of mana. So my thought is maybe we're going to see like the Vivid Lands come back. Maybe they'll even be at the common level. Who knows? So there's got to be some sort of enabler that hasn't been revealed to us yet for these 5-color cards. And our last spoiler for the day is Blinkmoth Nexus, and it's good to see this get a reprint. It's just a very powerful card. It's great in those Metalcraft decks. It's going to be fantastic in Metalcraft, both in Limited if you're lucky enough to get one of these, or if you're constructing a Metalcraft deck, this is amazing. So fantastic card. Glad to see it reprinted. So having said that, that concludes all the spoilers for today. We will be putting out videos every single day that there are spoilers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, it's definitely a good time to do so you don't miss any of the information as it comes out. But we'll have that commitment to get this out to you daily, minimally. And once we get all the sets spoiled, we will do our set review as well for Modern Masters. So hey, as always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day.